Paul,
First of all, just want to apologize to the fan base for that opener, especially on the dedication for Mrs. Tarkanian, for her name to be on the court. So just I feel sick to my stomach for the fan base on that. There was things we did today that I just did not recognize our team today on a lot of things. We had not practiced like that. 22 turnovers. I mean, we were doing things with the ball that we have not done for 5 months. Fouling jump shooters from three-point range, things that we don't teach. I thought we were really unsound in some areas. We just weren't good on both sides of the ball. And credit to UT Martin. Credit to them. We let it hang around. We were up 10 in the first half, and we didn't have it. We had a couple chances to bury it, and we helped off a ball side corner. We were gambling on the passes. Offensive rebounds, free throw line box outs. What I was most disappointed about was just our team did not look like who we have been for the last few months, and so that's disappointing. I mean, 22 turnovers. I thought the ball was being dribbled way too much. We didn't get the pace into our actions. I've said it many times. I promised everyone how we were going to play, and we just, we were a little out of sorts this evening, unfortunately, and on both sides of the basketball. I thought there was times like we don't help off the ball side corner. That happened 2 or 3 times. We're fouling and getting some silly fouls and fouling on jump shooters. Things that we just don't teach on that. I thought the zone was good for us. I thought there were some good things we did in the zone. It's just we didn't finish some of the possessions due to offensive rebounding. That's one of the issues in the zone is on the rebounding side of the ball. And then offensively, we were just looked out of sorts. And we got to figure it out. No one's going to feel sorry for us. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out in a hurry. We've got to find guys to help us. Obviously, when you're playing and you don't maybe have a natural point guard right now, based on with Miles Shea's injury, we've got to just find ways to flow into our offense quicker with more pace and not over dribbling. So we'll clean up what we need to clean up, and it obviously doesn't get any easier Saturday. So we'll have to find a way to try to bounce back on Saturday.
Coach, I'm great. It seemed like you mentioned the turnovers. It seemed like a lot of them came from beyond the perimeter. Was there something with their perimeter defense that they were doing better?
Well, they were switching, and we worked the last 3 days. All we worked on was go cutting. And we talk about go cutting when the ball's passed. We're talking about a twin set. 2 guys are up in the 2-guard front. So we call that a twin set. Balls passed and a go cut. So you open up gaps. Because they're switching, you don't want to go to the ball instead of ball screen. Out of the blue, our guys just were constantly going to set ball screens, and there was no need for that because they were switching. And for the last 3 days, all we worked on is what I call go cutting, to open up gaps to be able to drive the ball. And we had chances to continue to drive and conquer the paint and play downhill. And we just were out of sorts. That's where I was just most disappointed, was we were doing things that we hadn't practiced, that we hadn't done, and it's got to be corrected in a hurry. There's no doubt about that. And then we obviously got, we have some serious foul trouble. We got guys fouling that you don't need to foul. And we don't teach jumping on closing out on we got to be closer on the closeouts, but we don't foul jump shooters. That happened 3 or 4 times on us today for no reason, and they end up missing threes, and then we end up fouling the guy, and so just a bummer the way we opened up the season right now.
The offense looked stagnant at times. Was it a shot selection thing? Was it spacing, or was it something schematically defensively?
I think it's a little of everything. I thought Lodgy, this is his first time to play in a game in a while, and he's been in practice for about 2 weeks, so he's been out since early July. So he's been back practicing for 2 weeks. I started him, and I felt our offense got a little stagnant with him at times because he kept coming up and back, and it's just going to take a little time to get him back in rhythm. I thought the ball was being dribbled way too much. It wasn't being moved enough. And we just got stuck. We just got stuck. And again, you know, we had 81 points. We should have had over 100 points. You had how many wasted possessions we had? 22 turnovers. We should have scored over 100. But, you know, when you're turning it over like we did, and I agree, we were stagnant offensively. It was not moving. It wasn't crisp. It's just things we have not done. We don't teach that. We don't emphasize that. We don't reinforce that. And it bit us in the butt tonight.
Hey, Coach, I know it's your first game back, but do you feel like you're still trying to shake off some rust personally, you know, coming back from a couple years ago?
No, there's no rust. I mean, it's more about, you know, you're trying to get your rotation set and figure out, you know, because during the stretch of the game there, Howie Fleming had to go out because he got his calves were bothering him. You know, unfortunately, he couldn't do shoot around today, and so he was out for a stretch. And you know, we need to get. You know, Miles Shea is probably going to be out for a while, who I had penciled in as our starting point guard. And he's going to, you know, I was planning on him to play today's game, and then Sunday, unfortunately, we injured his foot. So he could be out a while. And so we got to figure it out, because when you don't have a true point guard, you're trying to figure things out. I mean, obviously, Al Green, Dre, that's not their natural positions. And so when Isaac Williamson comes back, that will give us another guard to be able to handle the ball up there. So, you know, we're going to have to do it by committee, and because Dre can really score the ball, but he's at the best when he doesn't have to be the point, so we can find him ahead. But right now, he's our best option for the point guard spot, and we got to figure it out because Miles Shea is not going to be back anytime soon.
Coach in the middle, your group sounds like they understand exactly what went wrong tonight. For you as the leader of this group, do you kind of find any sort of solace in the recognition of the issues this early in the season?
No, I mean, look, we have a good group of guys that, you know, hey, we got to win games. Just bottom line, we just got to win the games, and we didn't get it done tonight. Credit to you, Team Martin. There's no excuse. We just didn't get it done, and that we were not who we've been for the last few months. Like, I'm a big believer in discipline, and we played undisciplined on both sides of the ball. And I don't know why we did. I don't have an explanation for that, because we haven't been that way. We did things that we don't do in practice ever. So I don't know if it was the first game, the lights. I don't know if it was Miles Shea on Sunday. We were planning on him being, and then all of a sudden he hurts his foot and he's out, and that, you know, got us out of sorts. You know, I don't know. I don't have an explanation, but we got to course correct it in a hurry and figure out a way to get better starting on Saturday.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody.